adopt a resolution declaring the month of May as Affordable Housing Month. It was celebrated across our region by government and nonprofit organizations. I believe that doing so will highlight one of our council goals to show the region that we are committed to promoting the availability of safe and affordable housing for all residents. This resolution will reaffirm our commitment to the community plan to end homelessness as well. Thank you to the members of the public who have supported this, and I'm happy to answer any clarifying questions.
Okay, Councilmember Tovar.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a question, because I was doing some research. On March 22nd, we did a resolution on Fair Housing Month. So I'm trying to understand the difference and how the requested proclamation is beneficial to Gilroy, because it sounds like I'm not sure where Gilroy fits in that. And I thought that the resolution that we did back in March was what was sufficient to what's been asked.
Fair housing and affordable housing are two very different things. I mean, I don't want to get into the discussion of it, but
okay.
There are two separate things. And if you go outside and you look now, the whole entire region is celebrating Affordable Housing Month, from Silicon Valley at Home, Housing Action Coalition, Community Plan and Homelessness, Destination Home. They're doing something every single day of this month. So, okay.
I want to thank you, Councilmember Hilton, for asking me first and going through the process for getting this proclamation. Because we had just proclaimed April 2022 as Fair Housing Month, which encompasses all that we stand for as an inclusive community for housing opportunities and not only limited to income levels, I felt this request needed to be a council majority request if that's what this council wants to do. As long as Gilroy is at the bottom of our county's income chain and affordable housing is defined by countywide AMI, a proclamation based solely on affordable does more to support adding housing in Gilroy for those who don't currently live here than it does to benefit existing residents who struggle to compete with the income levels of the rest of the county. Proclamations are meant to proclaim sentiments, and we did so beautifully, I thought, with our Fair Housing Proclamation that was inclusive of all of the sentiment that we stand for, where we pledged our commitment to improve housing options and celebrate the value of harmonious and diverse communities by promoting fair housing law.
So we're discussing the merits of this now?
No, I'm responding to his request for this. Councilmember Leroy Munoz.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And, you know, when I hear this, I had kind of a similar thought as Councilmember Tovar did with regard to the fair housing resolution that we did declaring April Fair Housing Month. You know, and if I recall correctly, the fair housing resolution dealt with, I think, both options and practices. And I think that does encompass the affordability component. I don't think you can have fair housing that doesn't take affordability into account. And so for me, you know, I think that if there are others who want to, you know, go out and support the other events kind of going around the county in support of this, I think that's great. But I think our last resolution kind of already did this and already encompassed that. So I think it's kind of already been addressed.
Thank you. Okay, Councilmember Bracco, Councilmember Armendariz, and then Councilmember Marks.
Yeah, I don't understand why we really do this stuff anyway. A piece of paper is not going to add 1 unit to the stock of houses. What I find interesting, the same groups and folks behind having resolutions saying we're doing something are the same folks that are pushing solar panels on all the houses, you know, bicycle lockers, charging stations, electric appliances only in houses, which all just adds to the price of the house and puts it out of reach for most folks. So I don't care either way, but I think it's pretty useless because it doesn't mean anything.
Thank you. Well, after everyone has their chance to speak, we're going to have to do a thumbs up or thumbs down, so you'll have to do one or the other. Okay, Councilmember Armendariz.
So just a point of order, this sounds like everything so far has sounded like we're discussing the merits of this versus just putting it on the agenda or not. And we were told by Andy lots of times that's not what this is part of the agenda is about. So
Councilmember Armendariz is correct. I interpret the discussion as being whether or not it should go on the agenda. It's hard to separate a little merits discussion from that, but she's correct that, of course, our discussion is about whether to put it on the agenda.
So do
and
I
the- and
not
the need
call on the
for
others?
support. Yeah.
Shall I not call on the others? And
No,
just
I
ask-
think you should.
Okay, Councilmember Marks.
All right, well, to me, action speaks a lot, louder than words. And even though this proclamation is good and we all agree with affordable housing, on the other hand, from today to the end of April, is there any more new affordable housing? It's just words. I would love to see next year for this council to do this proclamation and celebrate all of the new affordable housing that allowed Gilroy citizens to actually get into homes. Because when June 1st comes, how many Gilroy families will be able to come and say, yes, this proclamation actually got us into it? I think sometimes we get carried away with proclamations trying to make ourselves feel better, and are they really doing anything for the citizens?
Okay, Councilmember Tovar.
Thank you, Mayor. And I mean, I'm going to go off of the comments made by Councilwoman Marks about actions speak louder than words. And again, when it comes to affordable housing and fair housing, I think we all, most of us, if not all of us, are in agreement that it's needed, obviously. And if bringing this proclamation or this discussion to a council meeting, I'm in favor of that, for us to have those discussions. As Councilwoman Marks has mentioned, we know what's our plan. If this is something that's going to lead us to a plan, then I'm all for it. I was just trying to understand. I do know the difference between fair and affordable. I was just trying to understand the merits of what it was going to actually do for the citizens of Gilroy. But
This is a request for a proclamation. Okay, a proclamation declaring the month of May Affordable Housing Month.
Actually, I'm
Okay.
asking for a resolution, not a proclamation.
Oh,
You already turned down the proclamation, so I'm asking for a resolution.
Oh, I thought I heard you say proclamation.
No.
Sorry.
I
Okay.
said it.
Okay, so those in support, please thumbs
I
up.
wanted to say something else.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, again, we were discussing the merits of this, not, which is what we're not supposed to do, but I think it's interesting that whenever certain subjects are brought before us for a proclamation, then they are scrutinized more highly than others. We declared 2 proclamations just a couple of minutes ago for 2 issues that are very important and merit our time and our affirmation, but issues like housing and others are often highly scrutinized, and I think that we need to be fair and we need to apply our openness to these discussions across the table when they're asked for, when they're requested by us. It's for a good reason, especially housing. We have not been the best at providing housing, affordable or otherwise, for our folks on the lower income spectrum. Thank you.
Right, and we just did fair housing. That's what we're saying. So,
Which
okay,
is
so those who
different
want
than
to,
affordable housing.
all right, I think we need to end the discussion going on, and just those who wish to support this resolution,
Supporting bringing the resolution to the council.
support
as
in
an
bringing
agenda
the
item.
resolution to the council. Okay, as a future agenda item. I see 1, I see 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's 5-2. So, all right. And then Councilmember Marks, you had something.
Yes, I do.